Welcome to my little book club. My name's Diana, and I can't wait to talk about books with you all. Hey everybody. So today I'm going to talk about Grim Lovelies by Shepard. Just make sure you guys can see it all the way. This was the book of the month for my Facebook book club, and I'll leave that link down in the description. Every month, the book club makes suggestions. The members, they make suggestions, and then we vote on a book, and the winning book is the book that we get to read for that month. And then at the end of the month, I hop on a live video, and sometimes some of the members join me on the live video. Sometimes they just chat with texting or typing in the comments, and we will chat about the book. So this month was Grim Lovelies by Shepard. I gave this a 3.5 star rating on Goodreads. I think if I could condense the beginning, it would get like a 4.5 star. But the beginning for me was just a little bit slow. It took a little bit of time for the action to go. And it wasn't that it was boring, because it was all good information, and it was definitely good groundwork to find out who these beasties were before they got turned into humans, and who they were before their witch dies. And that's the premise of the story. They're these... in fairy tales, oftentimes animals are turned into humans. Well, what happens to them? And that's what this story is about. It takes those humans that were once animals, and they live with the witch that turns them. And when a witch dies, 3 days later, her essence is gone, and all spells that she has done are broken. So these beasties, as they're called, will turn back into animals. They're no longer be humans unless they can find a way to break the spell, or I guess not break the spell, to keep the spell holding. And it's really good, but it did take a while to get in, to get really active. In fact, there were some parts that were so boring. I don't want to say boring. Boring's the wrong word. It isn't that it was boring. It was just a little... I don't have a lot of time to read with my kids and trying to help in my daughter's school and, cleaning house, especially right now when I have to add in wrapping gifts and all that stuff. There's just, it wasn't, it makes me really picky about what I'm going to read, so I really want to jump in there with the action and get to reading. And it took a little bit of time to do that. In fact, at page 240, I was finally drawn in, hooked in. I didn't want to put the book down. But before then, if it had not been the book of the month for my book club, I might have put the book down, which would have really been a huge bummer, because the ending of this book was so totally worth it. Okay, if you have a soft spot for villains, this is the book for you. And I kind of have a soft spot for villains. So, because there's always more to their story. Why are they that way? So it kind of makes me feel bad for them and hopeful for them. So this book is for you. Just know that it's a little bit slow going. Not bad. It's never bad. There's never a part I didn't want to read. There's never a part that was hard. It was just slower to get through and not as exciting. But at the same point, that beginning probably made all of it worth it. It was good information. It helped that contrast between who Anouk, the main character, was at the beginning of the book and who she becomes at the end of the book. Really helps make that journey even more amazing. It's a good little book. I highly suggest reading it, even though it's a little slow at the beginning. So here's I'll just read you a little book jacket so you can have an idea. 17-year-old Anouk envies the human world where people known as pretties lavish fast cars and high fashion on themselves and have the freedom to fall in love. But Anouk can never have those things because she's not really human. Enchanted from animal to human girl, and forbidden to venture beyond her familiar Parisian prison, Anouk is a beastie, destined for a life surrounded by dust bunnies and cinders, serving Madame Victoire, the evil witch who spelled her into existence. That is, until one day she finds her mistress murdered in a pool of blood, and Anouk is accused of the crime. Now the world she always dreamed of is rife with danger. Pursued through Paris by the underground magical society known as the Hot, Anouk and her fellow beasties have only 3 days to find the real killer before the spell keeping them human fades away. If they fail, they will lose the only lives they've ever known. But if they succeed, they could be more powerful than anyone ever bargained for. Prepare to be spellbound by the world of grim lovelies, where secrets have been long buried, friends can become enemies, and everything, especially humanity, comes with a price. So, a little slow at first, but it gets really good. And the growth in all of the characters, not just Anouk, the main character, but all of them, is incredible. And I loved watching that journey. The way they changed, the way they grew, totally worth it. So, check it out, please. All right? I will talk to you guys later. Bye!